Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. But is it right for your gaming date night?
Stay tuned to find out.
Hello and welcome to Couple Chat.
Where we
Parents.
discuss topics for you.
Parents. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie. Let's chat.
Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year.
It did.
And for a second there, I was ready to pull the trigger and maybe get it myself or ourselves.
But we didn't.
No, we didn't, because I came to the realization that it's still the same type of game that we really don't enjoy. It's a turn-based RPG. And I did some research, found out that it had couch co-op, and I was like, oh man, let's play it. But then as I looked at the gameplay and the features, I realized it's not really our cup of tea.
Yeah. Tea. Oops. Spoon.
But do you remember we tried a game like this a while back called Divinity Original Sin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hated that.
We tried so hard to get into it too.
So hard.
And it was interesting, but then just the fighting and you could go off on completely separate paths. It was just not, it wasn't for us.
Mm-mm. And split screen co-op really bothers me because of my motion sickness issues.
Yeah.
So to play a game like that, especially that specific game, you were off, I was on this side, and I was just I need to find you, because if I don't find you, I'm about to get sick.
Yeah.
This is too much. So that's kind of my fear with Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if that's something that you even noticed when you looked it up, but
yeah, I'm not sure. And to be completely honest, the reason why we wanted to talk about this was because we're obsessed with the hack and slash version of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yes.
And that's a cool mixture where, it's not split screen. You're on the same screen together the entire time. You can't leave the screen at all. Mm-hmm. And it has all the features that we know and love from an RPG, but removes the ones that we really don't like.
Yeah, you can increase your stats, your mana or your health. You can increase weapons, which is really cool, but you don't have to go through crazy upgrades, which is interesting for me.
Well, they add some of those features in the second one, though. Remember?
They do. I do remember that.
And honestly, I think that was the perfect evolution too, because the first game didn't really have any of that. You picked up weapons or you bought weapons from merchants, and then you weighed the options of what you could take with you, or the stats of the weapons and even armor and things like that. But then in the second game, they added in just a little bit of creation, where you could, find different elements in the world and put stuff together. And I thought that was cool without it being too over the top.
Yeah. And what's interesting about it is it only has a select list of characters.
Yeah.
There's the barbarian, there's the elf, there's the dwarf, there's
that's it in the first game. There's only 3.
Oh, there's only the 3.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one adds 2, doesn't it? A sorceress.
Well, they're all new characters.
Oh, right.
Because of the way that the game ends in the first one, but similarities to the first 3. But do you remember, you usually play in the second one, there's a female knight, and she's what do they call it? She's I
don't remember. We haven't played the second one so long.
Yeah,
it's been really difficult to play over the years, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, before we even get into that, let's talk about the nostalgia. Why this game? So this game came out in, I think, 2001, right?
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, and why is this game just so important to us as gamers now? And then what is the nostalgia that we hold all these years? I mean, we're talking over 20 years this game's been out, and now we're still playing it. We really have never stopped, only because of issues trying to play it, which we can get to. Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, the nostalgia is you introduced it to me. I would have never even heard about Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance if you hadn't been hey, I have this game. It's backwards compatible, because, you had the the PS3 at the time, and you're like, we can play it on my fat PS3, like let's do it.
Yeah.
And it just like we fell in love with it. And I remember I'm the type of gamer. I like those hack and slashes. I like being able to like just get rid of all the hordes of enemies. You're the type that's like, no, let's run through. Let's stop wasting our time and resources.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but I'm about to level up. I just want to level up more.
Especially like as you get further in these two games, like it does get a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Even at the lower difficulty levels, you wind up killing yourself.
Yeah.
And using all your resources to fight these big hordes. I guess I take it like Resident Evil. The older ones, not so much these days, a little bit, but in those games, you have limited resources and your best bet is to weave in and out of the enemies and just try and move on. But that game doesn't have a level up system. Your characters are just what they are.
Yeah.
So I understand, like, there's like a balance with this game.
Yeah. So. Well, it's funny because your character can level up so much higher because he's a man. And
2001, folks.
I mean, she can't hold anymore. Like she's holding too much, or she's carrying too much, or whatever the phrases are. You guys will hear them soon.
Yes. We're doing a bunch of Baldur's Gate skits that are going to be coming out, involving nerdy parenting
and like a mash of all the Baldur's Gate silly phrases of the nonsense that they say throughout the game.
It's hilarious.
It is. But like, you can upgrade so much more than I can. Mm-hmm. I can't upgrade my carrying weight. Right. Like you can upgrade the weight that you carry up to like 100 pounds. Yeah. I can't. So I'm stuck at 140 pounds forever. You can go up to like 300 pounds, something crazy like that.
I don't know.
It's nuts.
It's not even that though, too. Your character is different. She's more focused on magic. Mm-hmm. So she has the ability to upgrade all these different types of spells. Whereas me, I'm more a brute, so like my stuff is all strength and things like that. So it makes sense that he would carry more, but they do I think my character was built to allow a player to do most things because they do have the ability to do some magic,
basic,
and then there's also like bow and arrow skills and things like that. So it's kind of like an all-around character, but regardless, yours and I guess the dwarf probably are very specific in what they do.
Yeah, they're more niche. They have more specific like abilities and nuances about them.
Yeah,
that the brute may not be using.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I just remember when you introduced it to me and how much I fell in love with it, like almost immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my jam.
It's just, again, so all the way back then when we first started dating in 2008, couch co-op was starting to dwindle. Mm-hmm. There was not much. And thankfully we had a PS3. We also had a Wii. I think you had a Wii.
Oh, I had a Wii, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a decent amount of couch co-op between the two because Sony had Little Big Planet and things like that. But that fat PS3 is just still to this day, to me, the best system because you were able to play PlayStation, PS2 and PS3 games on it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't built very well and died, but
yeah, it got the orange light.
Yeah. ULOD. Yellow light of death, they called it. Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
You tried to get it fixed too, but it didn't.
That place is terrible.
Work out that well.
Yeah. But because of this, we were able to play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. And, I've had this game pretty much since it came out.
Yeah.
And I have my own nostalgia before I met you, but like that, our relationship with this game has trumped that. But, I remember playing it back in the day. My stepdad, Mike, obviously is a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. He always loved tabletop roleplay games, and being that Baldur's Gate is within that same universe, he was like, oh, this game's probably really cool, and we got it. So I think a few times him and I did play co-op before I met you, and then obviously I've probably beat the games a few times before we started dating, but yeah, I mean, the nostalgia I hold for this game is with us.
Yeah.
And now it's like there's so little couch co-op games, it's like it's hard to find good stuff out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we play Overcooked so much.
Yep. If y'all want to play Overcooked, just hop on. We'll join. We'll join in.
Yeah.
We'll get you them achievements.
But we're at 100% on the first and second game, so it's like it's kind of, for me, it's lost its luster a bit, you know?
Yeah, but I loved how you opened up the Christmas pack that we got a couple years, like last year or the year before, and you're like, oh, we could play Christmas and let's make hot chocolate. And we've just been playing those until, December ended.
Yeah.
And then it was basically like January 2nd came and you're like, all right, no more.
Bored
again.
Yep.
Although like you could still keep starring and whatever, but I really like Overcooked. I really like games like that.
Yeah.
Dead Nation.
Miss that game.
So good.
That's a game I wish Sony would pull out of their collection and remaster and put it on everything.
Yeah.
It is such a good game, and I don't know, I think it's underrated. That's probably why it's just left to the wayside.
Yeah.
You can play it on the PS4 and it's probably like compatible with the PS5, but we don't do that anymore. We play everything on PC now.
Yeah.
And that's why, so a few years ago, all of a sudden, like, this crazy thing happened where all of a sudden I'm looking on probably our usual subscriptions, and I think it might have been IGN, and there it was, a trailer for a remaster of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is, and I don't know if you remember this, and
I do.
This is why it's so awesome. The release was on our anniversary.
Yeah.
We actually wound up buying the remaster twice because it came out on consoles first.
Of course.
And then
we had to play it though. There was no way we weren't playing it on release day.
Yeah.
Like anniversary matching up with a release day of one of our top favorite games together. Like no way. Yeah. It was happening regardless.
Yeah, and we never beat it on there.
No, we played not even a quarter of the way through.
I have no idea. But then it came out on PC, I think like a year later, and it was like a no-brainer. I like flipped out again. I was like, Jackie, it's finally coming out on PC. Like, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And then they released the second one too, remastered the second one, and they didn't hold off. That came out on PC and consoles at the same time, and I don't know. It's just great to finally have those games back. And again, they're so relevant. Mm-hmm. I think we're back in the day and age where people want couch co-op games. They want something to do with their friends and family at home. They don't want to just be online all the time.
No.
And this game is just amazing for that. You can sit down with your significant other or a friend and play a really great story, a really fun game without having to like get too into the weeds.
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem with most RPGs. It gets a little too over the top. Like I could only imagine playing Baldur's Gate 3 and feeling that way.
Everything that we've seen of it, I'm just like, I don't understand what the whole hubbub is about it. But
really?
I don't know. It looks like every other fantasy driven, crazy, oh my gosh, highly rated, game of the year. Like I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, and it's funny because we just watched that Game Awards video that Girlfriend Reviews did. Mm-hmm. And when they showed the footage of their Baldur's Gate 3 characters, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, why? Why would anyone want to shape their character like this? I mean, obviously they do it for shock factor or whatever. Yeah. But it's just like, what is happening here?
Yeah. Not only that, but just, they find the funniest things about some of these games and the whole thing of like the underwear. And what's funny is we make fun of that in Dark Alliance. There was a good part of the game where it's like, I don't have any good armor, so I'm just going to run around naked. And you were literally doing the sewers naked.
I was in a bra and underwear with a helmet for 70% of the game. Because what? We're more than halfway through.
No.
We beat the Baldur's Gate section.
Yeah, I guess we're like halfway now because we're about halfway through the mountains.
Yeah, I only just put armor on.
Yeah, I guess
when we got to the mountains.
True.
So I was naked most of the time because I didn't like the armor that I was getting,
Yeah.
or I just didn't pick up anything.
It
And I
also
wasn't going to
weighs
spend
so
my
much.
money. Yeah, and it weighs so much. I can't carry anything. Or
I'm carrying too much.
I'm carrying too much. Like literally all she says. And it's just like she's picking up a potion. She can't hold another potion. Like what the heck?
It's so funny because we'll be in a section and it's like she literally hits that max like 2 minutes into it, and I'm over here like ding 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 ding.
I can't hold anymore.
And I'm like,
I can't hold anymore.
I'm like, I'll just pick it all up, and
I
when
have
we
too
get
much.
when we get back to a merchant, we'll just figure it out. We'll divvy shit up.
Well, what's funny is too, being a woman in the game, my stuff is cheaper. We've noticed this.
Well, yeah, it's your charm.
My charm, because I'm wearing no clothes. I'm basically naked flirting with this merchant like, hey, give me this sword for less. Ooh.
The old man merchant. Ah, you're back.
Yeah. But
It also reminds me of Viva la Dirt League and the whole like, oh, you can get the same exact armor, but it's like a chainmail bra.
mm-hmm. Yeah, with Brit.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
So funny, but so relatable.
Yeah, it is.
And that's kind of why we enjoyed, especially those like
Yeah.
NPC man ones, because I feel like that's very Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just so funny. Like everything about the game just brings a smile. Like there's nothing in the game that like I'm annoyed by.
Right.
Like, yeah, I die a lot.
Except maybe the rockets or the flame thing.
But like those are just obstacles.
or the invisible platforms.
Yeah, but they're obstacles.
I know,
It's not like so annoying that I'm like, screw this game. Let me, storm upstairs. Like this is, typical, basic obstacles that you just gotta kind of like charge through.
Yeah,
and you figure it out eventually. But it's just so funny because, like, yeah, I have nothing bad to say about it. But I feel like the like Baldur's Gate 3, I would have so much to complain about. That's why I'm just like, I don't even want it. No. You know what I want? A Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 3.
100%.
There's a cliffhanger, yo.
Yeah.
Like, finish it. Like, just, I don't care if they put it in the same engine they had in the last two.
That would be kind of cool.
Like, just finish it.
Just like quality of life updates to the engine, but it's still the same.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
It doesn't have to be crazy.
People love nostalgia, and there's so many games made these days that harken back to that stuff. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game called Shredder's Revenge that was made only a few years ago, but it's a brand new game, and they just did some quality of life updates to the old arcade games. It plays the same way, but again, they just tweaked stuff and added new features and did some interesting things to turn it on its head a little bit, but it plays the same way. Side scroller, you can pick all 4 characters, same kind of beat 'em up type of game.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad idea. However, it would be amazing if they actually went full on, did it with like Unreal Engine 5 or something like that, but kept it the same way,
Right.
Like 2.5D a little bit, and
Yeah.
just
the like fixed camera angle and like just give it to me. Just give it to me. I don't care if it's 4 hours long. Just give it to me.
No,
please.
they would do it justice. But maybe
they
that's
would have to.
Maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe that's why they decided to remaster at this time. Like Baldur's Gate 3 was coming out. So technically they did make a third Dark Alliance.
Did they?
Remember?
I don't.
Yeah, they made that terrible Dark Alliance game that came out at the same time Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance's remaster came out. It was literally called called Dark Alliance.
I don't remember
and there were like 4 different characters. That's how terrible it was.
Oh, no.
And we decided we weren't going to get it.
Okay.
But it was 4 characters. I forget the guy's name, but the main character was the blue guy that has the 2 scimitars.
Oh, okay.
Are you remembering this now?
Not really.
Well, it's terrible, and that's probably why you erased it from your memory, because it probably annoyed you so much that it sucked. But the game was panned like terribly, and it's just like kind of got pushed under the rug, and nobody's really talked about it or played it since. And now we're back to square one, where hopefully they continue the real Dark Alliance storyline, because
Yeah.
they were building to something, man.
They were, and that's my thing. I wanted to see everything come to its head.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have definitely kept it going. I mean, I get it. Every studio is going to have its qualms, or, you know, if they lose their funding or what have you.
I think they went under, actually.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason behind it.
But then they came back and remastered it. So why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Because I don't know the exact way it works, but somebody owns the rights to it, and they were able to get the new ones the new ones produced.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we need an Overcooked 3.
Oh, please. Oh, my God. Where are you guys?
Why?
Ghost Town. Come on, man.
Like, come on. It took you a year to send out the second one, and just like crickets since. Like, where is it?
Perspective, okay? Overcooked 2 is fantastic.
Beautiful.
But it came out in 2015. It's about to be a decade, guys.
Oh my gosh. It cannot take you that long to make a game.
I just feel like they're not.
Maybe they're not even trying.
I don't know. Or they are, and it's just so hush-hush. But, like, you don't know how happy you would make people if you made a Overcooked 3.
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, you know, the video that people put up where there's a TV in that bar, and they usually put like a video on the TV, and everyone starts going, "Wah!"
Like,
I think it was a soccer game. Or something.
But like Jon Snow comes back to life. And they do stuff like that.
But it would be Overcooked 3 release date. And that would like, that would be me. And you.
Or
and
Baldur's Gate Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 3.
Yeah.
Dude, if Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 3 was announced and like we just went after this, watched a trailer for it, I'd probably be dead in the theater right now.
Yeah, I'd be so like
I would
shocked
die
and
of
amazed
shock.
and happy.
I mean, we were floored when they finally remastered these.
I remember.
Yo, talking about this all night there's no way we're not going to shut this off and go play right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the second one didn't come out on my birthday.
I don't know.
One of them had a release date around our anniversary, and I thought the other one was my birthday because you're like, happy birthday.
It was the PC release of the first one.
Okay. All right. For sure. Because I knew it was like a specific day for both releases. That's why I wasn't sure if it was like console PC or if it was 1 then 2.
Right.
But I know that they were like pretty close around that.
No, 2, I feel like 2, they were just like, yeah, all right, here it is.
Yeah, they just threw it in the store like, here, it's available.
Pretty
like,
much.
What?
Yeah. Which oh man, the second, I can't wait to finish the first one because I think the second one's better. Like just
of course.
Gameplay wise, and you get to go back to Baldur's Gate more because they fixed the recall. That was the thing that I didn't like about the first one. You can't recall back to Baldur's Gate. In the second game, you recall to Baldur's Gate all the time. Yeah. And then there's a huge epic fight in Baldur's Gate at the end. Like, I don't know. It's just, I like that one a lot better.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just very excited.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, so sorry if this was a little clickbaity. We didn't talk really Baldur's Gate 3. It was in there a little bit, but
we asked for Baldur's Gate 3.
But realistically, guys, if you are a couple, you are parents, you are nerds, you are video gamers, what are you doing?
Play this game.
Yeah, this is like couch co-op heaven. And
I don't even think Girlfriend Reviews mentioned this in their couch co-op episode.
I think this was before they remastered it. So,
oh, makes sense. Anyway,
maybe we should make a video on it. I mean, we just did, didn't we?
We did.
Technically.
Yes.
And audio. A podcast about it as well.
You forgot what we were doing.
No, I was just because like you
called.
said no, because like you're as humans we say, oh, I made a video about that. Well, nobody says, oh, I made an audio about that.
Right. It's an episode.
But that could be a video too. And then you can't say a song. We're not singing.
I mean, a track.
We made a track about it. Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, go play it. It's a heck of a good time.
Especially on date night.
Yep.
We're going to go do that now.
100%. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie.
Here are the Hahns, signing out.
Thank you so much for listening to Couple Chat. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify or YouTube Music, and check out our YouTube page to see this episode in video. Thank you to Han Films for editing and producing this episode. Talk to you soon.